Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing? This is good old Reverend Ordo, and this is the Anonymous Republic Network. Now, I do not know what's going on within the Anonymous community here. I have no idea what's going on now. Um, no idea. There's a there's a civil war within Anonymous. There's an infighting within the collective. I think I thought that as a collective, the term collective, the term unit, you know, we got a guy, Conspiracy Anonymous. Uh, we had him on the round table about a month and a half ago or so. And this pertained to the alleged release of the Epstein files by Anonymous, which I investigated, I looked, I searched. I mean, I went everywhere. And come to find out that the DOJ released the Epstein files, but only a little bit of them. Just a very few files. No, very few. Now, if Anonymous released everything on the Epstein, oh man, if Anonymous Collective released all these files, all 3 million, unredacted, right? Unredacted, but redacted to protect the victims, okay? Where there was names after names after names of who's who in industry, media, entertainment, news, politics, sports, the music industry, the who's who of, you know, and that would have been a huge. I mean, that would be the if it actually happened, right? It would be the biggest information dump since the Edward Snowden revelation, man. 13 years ago. 13 years ago. Now, sometimes people talk just to enjoy to hear their voice. Like Conspiracy Anon and YRV. Oh man, YRV ancient history. Daniel Morris, man. YRV. And oh man. Shit, dude, man. Like fuck. Long fucking time ago, man. Holy shit, man. This guy's idea was so fucking radical. Anonymous said no. Shit, man. So Conspiracy Anonymous twice, two weeks in a row, came on the right table, start mentally hobnobbing himself with all these things about, you know, and look, I've heard of the guy, I've seen his shit, you know, until I actually talked to the guy right then and there. Two occasions, man, back to back, in my mind, I'm thinking, this guy has to be high. This guy has to be fucking high as a kite, sniffing the can of his own bullshit, man. Ooh. But again, we're not just going to talk about conspiracy. We're not just going to talk about conspiracy anonymous. Okay, we're not. We're also going to talk about the infighting within anonymous. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to be a hacker. You don't need to. You don't need to be a tech-savvy guy or chick, whatever. Whatever. You can be a supporter. You can be whatever, as long as you understand the reason why the collective is put together in the first place. Now, nobody has seen a operation from Anonymous in 10, 12 years now. From 2008 to Operation Chinology to Operation PayPal, right? Operation PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, you name it. Sony, right? Operation Tyler. Okay. These were things done by the OG Anons, right? The OG Anonymous Collective, man. The OGs, man, that actually did stuff. It actually did, But now we have a new generation who's all just fucking talk. Haven't done an op. Like, yeah, we're gonna do this, this, and this, but we're gonna make it a little strategic without wetting our diapers. Okay, kids. Now, I've been a supporter of Anonymous since the first video I seen. Like, holy shit, man. But the thing is, right now we see Anonymous as nothing more than a nostalgic punk rock band. You know, if 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 I could pick a punk band or if I could pick a couple of punk bands that could be in my own equivalent to Anonymous, that would be the Dead Kennedys. That would be the Sex Pistols. We're talking about Black Flag. We're talking about the Clash. Rage Against the Machine. Um, um, they're punk bands back in the day that was so their music was so dangerous. It scared conglomerates, man, of record executives, politicians, all that shit, And the Dead Kennedys, to me, is the musical equivalent of Anonymous, because the Dead Kennedys really pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed boundaries, man. Anonymous, to me, is like the Dead Kennedys, man. Prime, in their prime, okay? Black Flag with Henry Rollins, man, in 82, okay? Um, I would see Anonymous as the Boondock Saints. Well, to me, they're like the Boondock Saints with a keyboard and an idea. Okay, but the OG Anons have gone away. still around, still monitoring shit, but I don't know if they're still doing their odds and whatnot. Shit. They have kids now, so. But you got this young generation that really have no idea what the term means. You got infighting on fucking TikTok here. Like shit, man. You got
Trump intensifies criticism of GOP Governor Kevin. Can I ask? Hi, it's my generation. It's me. My wife does. What'd you do during a rage? What'd you? My wife. It's me. My generation cut the mufflers off our car. It's me. My wife. What'd you during the power out? I bet you're gonna. I think you. Why did it? My cheating. She said it's one. You keep Papa. My husband ever heard. Chill on the motherfucking beat, bitch. And still selling propane for real. Back up the pack. Chill on the mother. Yesterday, I introduced fellow citizens of America. Yesterday, I introduced myself as anonymous. Yesterday, I introduced myself as anonymous in an open letter to the CEO of a major corporation. Many asking, who is the real anonymous? I'm here to tell you. I speak to you as anonymous, a symbol of critical thinking, not to tell you what to think, but to encourage you to think for yourself. Anonymous is not a club, not a leader, not a secret society. It is an idea, and that idea has spread. You are anonymous when you recognize corruption in the sea, refuse to go along, no matter what they promise you. You are anonymous when you see the mask of the powerful, the ones they wear to fool you, and you call out their lies. Anonymous recognizes humanity as inherently good, but Anonymous also understands human nature. There will always be those who see power and blind trust. Anonymous questions everything. Anonymous does not take face value, especially from a media or a politician who has already lied to you. Not little lies, big lies. Okay. Lies like it's a Donald Trump. This is hello, New York.
There's a thing here.
Donald Trump, Elon Musk. Did you know the last Roman emperor? Beautiful guy. Right? Hey, don't take that. People of TikTok. We going him tonight.
Now the thing is, there's an infighting within the Anon community here. Now, my question is to every Anon out there, like why attack each other? It's all bullshit. You're claiming one isn't a true Anon, or you're not a true Anon. Look, there is no true Anon. If you're an Anon, you're Anon. Okay. Again, you don't need to be a tech savvy hacker or whatever. You can be a supporter. You can do a news kind of thing. You got anonymous official on YouTube. And I've talked to AV Unit a few times on TikTok, and really cool dude, really cool dude. Still wanted, but you can't find the guy, or nobody knows who AV Unit is, you know. And the thing is, like, look, this needs to stop, man. This needs to stop, because this infighting is making the collective a joke, and just like what's the name? Conspiracy Anonymous is a joke. He takes himself a little bit too seriously. Okay, there you go. And I'm going to come on here again. Let's see here.
Ever heard of the creep? What is K? You don't eat my pepper.
There is.
It's immediate logic. Kill that. This is one. When I woke up, iced tea. Good. I was celebrating on the day I won 8 million. Galen Merrick. Start.
Why is there a anonymous infighting?
Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the officials in power. This morning, greetings, dear Anonymous. Dear Anonymous. Frame those. The effects of the greetings. So, for those of you asking the question, why isn't Anonymous doing anything? Like when it comes to the Epstein files, the corrupt government, President Trump, any situation really, the answer is pretty simple, and that is Anonymous never was and never will be an organized group. There's no hierarchy of authority. Here's a little history lesson. Anonymous all started on this website called 4chan, which was just a bunch of basement dwelling dudes living in their mom's house, just posting trash on the internet just to piss people off. They were basically the first version of internet trolls. One day they decided, hey, let's just take down a random website to see if we can get away with it. And it worked. There was like 4 or 5 people who talked amongst each other and did it. Like, for instance, the Visa MasterCard websites, when they took those down, they didn't necessarily affect people's ability to withdraw money or use their debit cards. They just took down the website because they were trolling Visa and MasterCard. It all started on 4chan. And then they moved over to another mess.
This is a video by Little Bird Gaming 3 on TikTok.
A cryptic post by hacker collective Anonymous is sending shockwaves across social media. Shared on a social media platform, the group told followers to be ready for major disruptions. Cash outside the banking systems.
Now, this is from the Anonymous Hackers Chilling post. This is from the some website. System mentioned by Anonymous on X, identify your nearest border crossing, which pound 3E means. Anonymous has told millions to prep for survival and know their nearest border crossing ASO warning a stone and something worse. Now, this is from.
Know where your nearest voting. They tell you to reaching.
Donald Trump is. All right, guys. So the group Anonymous has released.
They are burning. According. Yesterday, they told us. They told us the system.
Cartel identified a protester in.
Reading citizen.
This is from 8/31/2025. That would be in July of last year. Anonymous is posted the truth of a chilling missed video that just released without people knowing.
Greetings, citizens of the world. This is Anonymous. We speak to you today with a warning. Scientists are now reviving viruses that have been locked in permafrost for tens of thousands of years. Some of these samples have been brought back to life after lying dormant for more than 48,000 years. These so-called zombie viruses were never meant to see the light of day again, and yet they are being handled as if they pose no risk to humanity. The Siberian permafrost has preserved pathogens from an ancient world, viruses that predate our understanding, our immunity, and our medicine. Among them could be strains similar to pox viruses, or others that once had devastating effects on human populations. Scientists warn that the melting of permafrost may release some of these naturally, but to deliberately revive them in laboratories is to play with fire. Despite what is being told to the public, the truth is simple. We do not know what the full consequences of this research could be. Humanity is still reeling from recent global events that shook trust in institutions. People are right to ask whether energy and resources should be directed toward healing the planet, feeding the hungry, or providing clean water, instead of awakening viruses from an age before history. To those who justify this work in the name of science, know this. Not every discovery benefits humanity. Sometimes restraint is wisdom. Sometimes caution is survival. We are anonymous. Expect us.
I hate to break it to you.
The system.
Anonymous was one of the first hacktivist groups. Anonymous was one of the first hacktivist groups to appear on the internet.
But yet, there's still a infighting. But why not show? Now,
Galen Merrick. Hey. Hey, we did this video.
I've tried to.
Tonight, the architects of fear lay foundations not. Did you know? Hello. Don't wait up.
Okay. This just was 2 days ago, Anonymous 2.0. Greetings into the world. Here are two files. MC name numbers are EFTA00752 932 and EFTA 012497118. Go to the justice.gov. Now again, grain of salt.
Not sure who owns cops, just hate. Tier ranking businesses to buy. Let's go.
Look, I've been kind of a person that I've been a type of person that never really holds back, God damn it. I always see things that need to be said. Okay. I know some of you don't like what I have to say. Some of you do agree. Some of you don't. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But the thing is, Now we're going to talk about Conspiracy Anonymous, the new YRV. Let's type up Wire. Let's go to YouTube now and type up YRV your rights. When okay. Now the channel hasn't been seen in years, man. Tell you what. This guy came across his channel years ago and just really went nuts. He went nuts. Okay, let's check out and tell me how these go. Let's see here. We got let's see here. Let's see here. What does it say? Okay, this is 12 years ago. YRV/Anonymous. This is 12 years ago.
Before we start explaining how the YRV plan works, what it is, and what we need to do, we need to make one thing clear. We are talking about the USA specifically and how to prepare its government. Although the YRV step-by-step plan can be adapted to other governments of the world very easily, that is and will be the choice of their citizens. Other countries, like what we are doing, we can extend the use of the YRV plan to their countries or offer assistance in building the YRV plan in their countries.
To start our overview of the YRV plan, we need to start with a little information about America and what took place to lead us into the mess we are in now concerning our governments and corporations that are seemingly above the law and out of control. We would like to start by telling you that in America, way back when it was first formed, the citizens had no way possible to have direct control over the government because there was no telephones or TVs. Every bit of information needed to be sent on paper, mail, sent on horseback, using riders that sometimes never even survived the trip to Washington. Because of this, it was impossible for average citizens not working for the government to be organized enough to control the voting system. With that, the citizens allowed the officials of government to build our free government voting system.
This was to allow all the citizens to vote on all its government officials to be elected, and to allow the citizens to vote on all our laws governing our land, and all the laws that govern the citizens. Because there was no telephones and all communication was in letters.
This was 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. And okay, it says here, greetings, fellow Americans, fellow citizens, all anonymous followers. We are new anonymous. We would like to say that we are very pleased to see that November 5th protest this year took place with little violent actions, part of the old anonymous supporters. Yeah. This is a it's really just plain bullshit, you know. Yeah, this was November 19th, 2013. Imagine that. Imagine that shit, man. The guy never really had like anything here, like videos, playlists. It's all bullshit. 11 subs, one video. It basically is abandoned by YRV, named AKA Daniel Morris. And it's funny because the thing is, it's very funny because we're getting to the point where 13 years later, okay, 2026, right? 13 years ago, 08, 2013, those were the 5 years that were very critical 5 years for the collective. But here we're in what, 2026, 13 years later, things are basically not what they used to be anymore. Are they still out there? Yeah, doing their thing. Um, okay. We got this is the anonymous info hub 11 years ago. V and YRV and the new anonymous activist or a self-serving dictator. We have not released anyone's name. We have not. Okay, this is 11 years ago. This is insane, man. This is a documentary of YRV 11 years ago. This is a video that a good buddy of mine, Tim Man, did years ago, and it was a documentary that was about 3 hours, and here,
What's up, everyone? This is the Tin Man with the Resistance, and this is my first full-length documentary. Sometimes in the activist community, you come across trolls. people who just want to be an annoyance. But every now and again, you meet a troll or an alleged activist who just wants to make trouble and be a hindrance to your focus. Or they have an idea, and if you don't agree with or support that idea, then they go out of their way to troll, bully, and even threaten you. And if you speak out against them publicly, then you are automatically the aggressor and you're lying about them. Well, this documentary is about one such individual whose name is Daniel. Some of you might know him better as Your Rights Volunteer, or his original name, Your Rights Vigilante, a professed activist who came up with an idea which he proposed to the activist community known as Anonymous, who in turn shot the idea down. And in response, this person declared war on Anonymous and anyone who does not like his plan, resorting to trolling channels, childish name calling, and even making slanderous videos against anyone, whether supporters of Anonymous or otherwise, or just people he feels threatened by. Now, I have spoken against this person's actions, but not before he started attacking me. In past videos, I have presented the facts and have shown some evidence to this person's actions. However, I really haven't touched on the depths of Daniel and the YRV, or all of my history and encounters with him. Thusly, he tries to twist things to make it seem like he's the...
Now, one of the people involved in this was, now, I did a video about him. John Connor did a video about him. Another one. But the last guy, Conspiracy Anonymous, also talked about YRV as well. But it seems that Conspiracy Anonymous is now the new YRV. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, he came on to the round table a couple times, back to back, and I mean, we're listening to the guy, and like I know this, I know this before, but it's like, where did I see this talking point? You know, I'm sitting here listening to the guy, me and Tin Man, and I'm just like, man, dude, you know, it's really off the wall that he'll say, "Oh, Anonymous released the Epstein files." So Tin Man and I were like very skeptical. Okay, is there a link? Is there? Can you send us a link? Can you do this for us so we'll know and we can cooperate it? But thing is, he danced around the idea of, well, then talk about QAnon. Whole like he they says don't go there with QAnon, don't go there. Well, dude, you mentioned QAnon, like ask a question like, you get fidgety and itchy. So
victim of slanderous propaganda and even challenged me on several occasions to prove my claims and show undeniable proof of my claims. So that is what I'm here to do today. Here you will see all the evidence, emails, comments, video testimony of others, and also clips from incriminating YRV videos, which he has since removed from YouTube, documenting and detailing his corrupt actions and his flawed plan. Here's the evidence, and it is 100% documented. This is Noble Activist or Self-Serving Dictator, a documentary on the YRV. The New World Order, a proposed system of control and tyranny, an enemy to the activist community. The initial plan of any activist group, and even the activist community, has been to unite and destroy this machine. However, in the activist community, there are those who would seek to undermine their fellow activists or follow their own star and have others follow them rather than join with what's already there. Our story begins in the city of California and is about a man named Daniel. Outwardly, he seems like an upstanding individual, the kind of person you would like to have as your neighbor. But this man has a dark side. A side of ambition, jealousy, childish actions, low impulse control, and a lust for power and attention, and who is willing to do whatever it takes to get it. Even if that means trolling, harassing, slandering, spamming, threatening, and even extorting people to achieve his goals. But was he always like this? And where did all of it start? Well, there's no way of knowing for sure when Dan started down that path. But what is known is when it all became public, and that is with the formation and proposal of the YRV plan. Dan had seen the corruption in the government, and as per his own statements in the 1980s, began working on a plan to fix the government. Then, in late 2012, early 2013, he proposed his plan to members of the activist collective known as Anonymous. When this took place exactly, and exactly how many Anons Dan contacted is unclear. However, what is clear is that for the most part, the proposal didn't go well. Anonymous rejected his plan. However, the details of those interactions are more or less he said, she said, because we don't have access to the original email exchanges. But what is certain is that after Anonymous rejected Daniel's proposal, tensions began to rise and tempers flared, resulting in a bad feeling on both sides. At which point, Daniel announced himself and his plan to the world by openly declaring war on Anonymous, trolling and spamming every Anon video and channel he could find, slamming Anonymous, and promoting his plan at their expense, saying Anonymous and their supporters were war-desiring, bloodthirsty terrorists, and that the only way to fix the problems in the world was his plan, the YRV. At which point, members of Anonymous, the Anonymous Collective, released the following video statements.
Greetings, your rights vigilante. We are Anonymous. For several weeks we have been watching over you and your campaigns of misinformation and censorship against the Anon community. We have been watching as you post videos on YouTube regarding how Anonymous are nothing more than terrorists and how we plan to cause harm to innocent people. Even when members of Anonymous try to reason and explain to you the facts, you continue to block users, and lastly you threaten several female Anons, for the simple fact that you are nothing more than a hypocrite who can't accept Anonymous for what it is. We would like to make one thing clear. If you choose to carry on and spread lies about Anonymous, we will have no choice but to remove you from the internet. We hope you take this warning seriously and cooperate with our request immediately. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Expect us. This is Anonymous. This message is about your rights. Vigilante Anonymous exposed as collaborating profiteers censoring you and not wanting world peace. This is a lie from a man that only wants his way only. He is only doing this, as Anonymous does not want anything to do with his plan, as he wants a new government under his control. This is not what Anonymous is about. We stand for peace and free speech. We have shown.
Now, that was a time where Anonymous was in its full prime. There's one Anon AV unit still out there, still doing their thing. You know, you have a couple of people that have become have become delusioned. You know, I mean, it just that the documentary was pretty good. There was an edited video of myself talking about YRV, and now we have Conspiracy Anonymous. This decade's new YRV. Just talking highly of himself into now there are some communication between him and my buddy Tin Man, about I could uplift the revolution. Okay. Here's the thing. Is it through anarchy? Because anarchy is a very scary word, but it has different meanings, right? Anarchy doesn't need me. Anarchy, look, anarchy isn't always violent. Anarchy is, look, when you look at a peaceful protest, that's anarchy. Like walking down Selma during the civil rights movement, that's anarchy, but in a very peaceful way. Now, when you have agitators like BLM and Antifa, that's violent anarchy. That's violence. Anarchy can be done in a very peaceful way. So can a revolution, you know. So, but the thing is, when you take the time to really assess, you really got to think, you really got to think, man, And I'm still a supporter of Anonymous. I still believe in their cause and their message, but the thing is, when you have the new generation of Anons, are they legit? Are they for real? Or are they doing this to cash in on the Anon? Or are they cashing in on the Anonymous name, the Anon name? You have scammers using the Anon moniker to scam people. That's one thing that the Anon OG Anonymous collective, the OG, the ones in their prime, my age. What go for that? But also, one of the things that the collective don't agree doesn't stand for, and that's hypocrisy of their own. You know, Conspiracy Anonymous, is he a hypocrite? Sure he is. Is he talking a lot of garbage? Sure he is. Is he the next YRV? You bet your ass he is. They'll talk. They'll talk.
Shown this many of times. This man even thinks he literally helped build the internet. In an email he sent me, he said that there is an alternative to Anonymous. We have tried this in the past and did not work, as the governments would not take us, the people, serious. This is why there is Anonymous. We now have governments around the world that are listening to us, the people. As they now know us, the people do have a say, and have more power than they had ever thought. I will read out an email that was sent to me from your rights vigilante. You should watch your own videos. Think about what would happen if you are able to gather enough support for them to become reality. Think about it hard. Can you remove the banks and force the world into a super depression and expect to live? I must say this man is that far out there that he is crazy and should not be taken seriously. What he is saying is Anonymous wants a world crash. This will only bring pain and hurt to the people around the world. We must stand together and push for the truth and stop the violence we see. In 2013 I will be pushing for the world to understand about one punch can kill. We are meant to be working along each other's side, not killing each other. If we continue in ways of violence, all will accomplish is a bad name for us all. If one wants to make a change for the better for mankind, we first must look at ourselves. As we've been pushing for the truth and peace, we need peace between ourselves and others. We give the governments and the law reasons to attack our rights because of our own actions. We need to stop the violence on others. With this will bring power and better rights to us all. We are Anonymous. We do not forget. We do not forgive. We are Legion. Expect us.
Soon after those videos were released, Daniel of the YRV found his way to my channel, Resistance 2058. Spamming and trolling every Anon video featured force-feeding his plan and insists on others following him and rage war with anyone who didn't agree with him or what he thinks. At that time, I knew nothing of Daniel, the YRV, or his problems with Anonymous. So when I saw his comments, I politely and from a neutral standpoint asked him what he was about. He responded by writing me a private email attacking me. What you are looking at is the first two emails he sent me, where in the second he threatened me and goes on the attack before I even had a chance to respond to his first email. Stating, just to be clear and to let you know, I will do everything in my power to stop you and your terrorist Anonymous from killing everyone of idiotic thinking that you can take out the U.S. government without killing yourself and millions of innocent men, women, and children around the world. Keep in mind, should you try something with me or my channel, anything Anonymous can do, I can do, because I am not the government, and I do not have the same rules that prevent me from taking actions against you terrorists that threaten the lives of my family and friends. There you see, he's clearly threatening me and making allegations before he even knows me and before I even had a chance to respond to his.
This would be about 3 hours. A 3 hour documentary that wow, 11 years ago. And this is and then you have here another this is like 12 years ago. This is by I'm a bitching about you. This is
Let's get straight to the point.
this is a that's been around for 12 years. And it has 4 videos, 5 subscribers.
I am American, and I am anonymous, and I am proud to be a supporter of the anonymous idea. However, due to recent and past developments and events exposing and bringing into the light a major betrayal by true to life criminals inside Anonymous that are not out for the citizens' best interests, but rather seeing only
This is by this is why about this is YRV. This is his shit. Right.
Buckets with money stolen from the citizens of the USA and others around the world. I felt already.
Now, there's a lot of this goes back 12, 13 years, but now we have one of our own, allegedly one of our own, becoming the next YRV, and that's Conspiracy Anonymous. Now, now this is a video 12 years ago by him. This is a this is a minute video of him. This is Conspiracy Anonymous. Just sitting there. It says here, message to New Anonymous and YRV. They're so but There is a this is a mid-half video. A message to YRV. This is like Anon International. This was like 13 years ago. Yeah.
Greetings, your rights vigilante. We are anonymous. For several weeks, we have been watching over you and your campaigns of misinformation and censorship against the Anon community. We have been watching as you post videos on YouTube regarding how Anonymous are nothing more than terrorists and how we plan to cause harm to innocent people. Even when members of Anonymous try to reason and explain to you the facts, you continue to block users, and lastly, you threaten several female Anons for the simple fact that you are nothing more.
Yeah, this is a same video that was on the documentary. There's some videos calling out. Here you go. This is the how to make your YRV. This this is Bill Jim Beam 13 years ago. How to make your YRV identification plan for how to make your YRV identification video for plan builders. This is
Hello and welcome to the Your Rights Vigilante, the Your Rights Volunteer Movement. This video will show you how to make your volunteer video if you plan on becoming a Your Rights Volunteer builder within the organization itself. You will need to make a video exactly like this. Hello, my name is, state your first name only. I am an authorized Your Rights Volunteer representative. My position within the Your Rights Volunteer movement is stated in the title of this video. I was given this position because I donated at least 1 hour or more per week. I would ask that you do the same. However, all we ask at YRV is that you donate a minimum of 1 hour out of your whole year, the time it would take you to go vote. We will not be telling you who to vote for. That is forbidden within the plan. We will be giving you information on all candidates in all elected positions. We will make suggestions on candidates we like, but you are not required to vote for them. If you have not yet watched the YRV plan, please click on the link in the description below the words the YRV plan to verify you are talking to an authorized representative in good standing within the YRV. There is a link in the video description to the individual that gave me my position within the YRV.
This is the guy who's from my hometown. From my hometown. Okay. This guy is absolutely fucking nuts, man.
Movement with the words, my supervisor. You can track the link, just like a family tree, all the way up to the founder's channel. And you should. With that,
The guy can supervise these nuts.
I would like to say thank you in advance for your support in our plan to end all corruption within all governments of the world, starting with the USA, and bring about, for the first time in mankind's history, world peace. May whatever God you believe in bless you. The transcript of the words for your video is in the description of this video.
Transcript. These nuts.
You can cut and paste it into a Word document, print it up, practice
I could paste these nuts to your wife's chin.
it, make your video. I'll show you how to put it on your channel or a unlisted channel.
I could place these nuts on your wife's in your wife's mouth.
Unlisted video. Prior to posting it on your channel, how to send me or your supervisor the link to that video so that he can make an identification video for you on his channel and give you your title and position.
Yeah, this guy had a channel. He had another channel where he taught how to repair Xboxes and shit. Especially the 360s, the PS2s, that shit. No, the PS3s and shit. At the time. That's what he did. He would do videos on how to repair an Xbox, and he did that. But then he would talk shit. Like, dude, you're teaching people how to repair an Xbox, and you're talking shit on people. What the fuck, man? Let's see here. Now, here we go.
After making the vow, the FBI has brought charges against exactly 0 of Epstein's clients. Keep in mind, the FBI has 35 employees and an annual budget of over $10 billion per year. So over the past 5 and 2 years, the FBI has spent $192 manners of effort and approximately $55 billion, which have led to exactly 0 indictments of Epstein's clients. Now, before anyone gets upset and think,
It's really it's just really at a point. Inviting. You got a guy who wants to become the new YRV. What the fuck, dude? Come on, man. This is getting fucking old, dude. Yeah, man, it's getting old. I mean, we got more. But I do want to say this. Um, Now, this was 12 years ago. It was a warning about the website. Yeah. That's a warning for anybody at the time. And yeah, it got a lot of stuff was about 11, 12, about 13 years ago. And yeah, this was about 12, 13 years ago. And but you don't hear about why. I mean, the thing is, you don't really hear about the guy anymore. I mean, he's a shell of his former self. I think it's really honestly that this was like 12, 13 years ago, and you haven't heard about him in over a decade or so. He's busy doing other things. And we're happy that he's no longer whatever. But the thing is, he was one guy alone. He didn't have any connections. He didn't have it was just one guy, man. But just one guy that created 20 channels and shit. I mean, I don't know how he can operate. I mean, shit. I mean, if he created a bot that could pretty much, for example, there's a channel that could create and upload a video in seconds, in minutes, and like, dude, like you're basically making an ass of yourself, man. Like, dude, pretty much. All right, folks, this is good old Reverend Ordo, and this has been the Anonymous Republic Network. Always remember, there's only one Anonymous, no more, no less. And I'm a proud supporter, defender of Anonymous, but I'm there for the message. I'm there for make sure the message is basically understood, And again, I've been following this collective for almost 20 years. Almost 20 years, and a long time. Almost 20 years. A long time. And but we have a new generation that have no idea what the term anonymous means or what the mask stands for, And I don't think the younger generation understands what it means, what it means, or understands, you know, to truly understand anonymous and the collective and what it stands for. You have to understand why they do what they do. Think of V for Vendetta. Why did V do what he did? It had to do it, and needed to do it anyway. Because ideas are bulletproof, man. You can't. You may kill a messenger, but you can't kill an idea. You can't kill a message. You may kill a messenger, but you cannot kill a message because the message is an idea. And ideas are bulletproof, man. And you gotta think, man. You gotta think, but also you have people like, because you have people like Conspiracy Anonymous, who's basically a YRV himself. You know, has he lost his credibility? Pretty much. You know, something was very fishy about the guy, and plus, man, this infighting needs to fucking stop, man. It does, you know, it needs to stop. Okay, and come on, man, grow up. You know, stop attacking one another. I mean, look, come on, man. All right, if you're new to this channel, like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification. And always live healthy, happy, and wise. Love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed. Buddha bless.